Good morning, children. Welcome to the online classes of Class 10 Geography. Myself is Archana Trivedi. Today we will discuss Chapter 7, Climate of India. In the previous session of the same chapter, we have discussed about the characteristic of climate of India, as well as we have discussed about the factors affecting the climate of India. Now in the continuation of the chapter, today we are going to discuss about the cycle of seasons, means what are the main seasons which are affecting the climate of India. So here are those four main seasons. Number one, cold weather season, that is November to March. Hot weather season, that is from March to May. The season of advancing monsoon, that is from June to September. And number 4, the season of the retreating monsoon, that is from October and November. So now we will discuss about the first season which is affecting the climate of India, that is cold weather season, and the months are November, December, January, February and half of the March, means by the 15th March. Moreover, it is supposed to be the cold weather prevailing in India. Now, the first characteristic of cold weather season is northern India's temperature remain 21 degrees Celsius. Means not very high, not very low, but it is near about 21 degrees Celsius. And why it is so? Because of the altitudinal effect. Means we have discussed already that here the Himalayas are there, which are very cold, and second thing, that the northern part of India is closer to the temperate zone and which is affected by the cold winds which are coming from the polar zones of the world. Second point is South India temperature remains 25 degrees Celsius. So in comparison to northern India, South India is having moderate type of temperature. It is not too much affected by the cold weather. Why? Because of the oceanic influence. Remember that during winter season, the winds are blowing from land to sea. Okay, that's why the temperature of southern India, where the winds are affecting to the land area, their temperature remains 25 degrees Celsius. Then Ganga plain 12.5 degrees Celsius to 17.5 degrees Celsius. It means that the lowest temperature which is recorded in India is mostly remain in the northwestern part of India and in the Ganga valley, which is just at the Tarai of the Himalayas. Then clear sky, pleasant weather, cool and slow northern winds. So this type of winds are prevailing there, and the sky is clear, means not too much rainfall is there, and pleasant weather is there. Fine weather disturbed by shallow cyclonic depressions known as western disturbance. But during winter season also, children, you must have seen that we experience little amount of rainfall, especially in the northern part of India, in Jammu, Kashmir, western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Haryana. It is because of the western disturbance which is created in the Mediterranean Sea. And why it is created in the Mediterranean Sea? Because the high pressure is developing this side. So the winds from the temperate zone are blowing from that particular region to the areas of the high pressure zones. Means low temperature is there, but high pressure zone is developing in the ocean. That's why these winds are blowing from temperate zone toward this side, and they are while crossing the Caspian Sea, they are picking up the moisture and they are shedding that moisture in some parts of these northwestern states. So that is western disturbance, and these rains are very good for the rabi crops, especially for the wheat which is growing in the months of November to March. Then winds blow from land to sea. So that I have told you already, that the winds are blowing from land to sea, and it is because that the temperature of the land remains cooler than the oceans, and that's why the winds are blowing from land to sea. Now, second season, that is hot weather season, prevailing in India from the months of March to May. First characteristic is rising temperature and falling atmospheric pressure. So children, after the month of February and March, these winds which are blowing from northern parts to southern areas, they are making the temperature rising over here, and in this way the atmospheric pressure is falling, means the atmospheric pressure is becoming low. We all know that the atmospheric pressure is always opposite of the temperature. Whenever temperature is high, then atmospheric pressure is low. Second, north interior, that is excessive hot, temperature becomes 42 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius. Means what? That leaving the southern part of India, which is always in the under the influence of the oceans, we discuss about the North India. Here the temperature becomes very high during the summer months, and here it may rise up to the maximum temperature like 42 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Third one is south. The temperature in south remains near about 38 degrees Celsius due to sea and land breeze. Fourth, southeast to northwest flowing winds of southern hemisphere are attracted towards mainland of India. So southeast to northwest. Now children, you know the earth is divided into two hemispheres, and India is lying mainly in the northern hemisphere from 8 degree. Okay, so it is above 8 degree from the equator. So what used to happen, that when here the temperature become very high, the winds are rising up, and the winds which are in the southern hemisphere, where now the months are of winters or the cold season is there, the winds from the southern hemisphere start moving towards the northern hemisphere. And in this way, when these winds are coming from south east, they are coming to the northern hemisphere and they are deflected toward the southwest. Okay, means these winds are coming from southern hemisphere, that's why we call them southeast winds, and they are coming to the northwest flowing winds of the southern hemisphere. Then fifth, Kal Baisakhi, Loo, mango showers. So these winds which are coming from the southern hemisphere and which are picking up the moisture, creating rainfall here in India, somewhere some of the winds are very warm, and they are known by their local names as Loo, mango showers or Kal Baisakhi. Kal Baisakhi is prevailing in Bengal, and it is good for the tea crop and also jute crop, whereas Loo is prevailing in the northern interior side of India, means UP, Punjab, Haryana, and they are very hot and dry winds. Whereas mango showers, they are prevailing in Karnataka. These are the local winds of there, and they are also good for the coffee berries to ripen soon, also the mangoes to ripen soon. That's why they are named as mango showers. Now, the third season which mainly influences India's climate, that is rainy season, that prevails in India in the month of June, July, August and September. So, first characteristic of this rainy season is that low pressure attracts trade winds of southern hemisphere. Southwest monsoon cross equator get divided into two branches, Arabian Sea branch, Bay of Bengal branch. So first one, as we have read, low pressure attracts trade winds of southern hemisphere. So as I told you that when summers are there in the northern hemisphere, winter is prevailing in the southern hemisphere. So in simple words, the winds which are in the southern hemisphere they are quite cool, and here the high pressure zone, high temperature is there, so low atmospheric zone is there, and especially in the oceanic bodies. Therefore the winds from the southern hemisphere are rising up and they are crossing the Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal, and they are affecting the climate of India. They are bringing good rainfall to India. And what used to happen, when these winds are coming toward the northern side, they are getting deflected in two branches because of the conical shape of India. Okay, peninsular India is conical shape. So these are coming in two branches. This side branch is known as the Bay of Arabian Sea branch, whereas this side, this particular branch is known as Bay of Bengal branch. Further, they are subdivided into two branches. What used to happen, that these winds which are coming from as the Arabian Sea branch, first of all they are shedding their whole moisture here at the coastal region of Western Ghats. Why? Because they are getting obstructed by the Western Ghats, and they are shedding whole moisture at the coastal areas of the Western Ghats. Then after a while they get rising up, they are entering to the interior of India, whereas the other branch goes parallel to Aravallis and cross here. These are the Aravallis. So other branch goes parallel to it. This branch is entering to the interior part of India, and it is mingling up with the Bay of Bengal branch and creating good rainfall over here. And the other branch of Bay of Bengal, that is getting obstructed by Garo, Khasi and Jayantia hills of the Assam valley. And when they are getting obstructed by these three valley system, hills, they are shedding their whole moisture here. That's why, children, this particular region, which is known as Mawsin Ram in Meghalaya, is receiving highest rainfall in the world. So, I think you have understood that these branches are divided into again two branches. One is moving toward this side, getting obstructed by Arakan Yoma valleys, hills here, and they are deflected towards the interior part of India. Whereas the other branch of Bay of Bengal, that is getting obstructed by Garo, Khasi and Jayantia hills and shedding its moisture here and creating good rainfall in Meghalaya, Assam and other regions of the northeastern states of India. Third is strikes on June 1st at Kerala, crossing Western Ghats, overrun Deccan Plateau, enter Ganga Plains and mingle with Bay of Bengal branch. That I have already explained, that when they are rising up, one branch is shedding moisture here, creating good rainfall here, and Kerala is the state which is receiving the rainfall in India at most. At most means the onset of the monsoon is starting from Kerala, and while the rainy season is getting over in India, till that time this particular state is getting rainfall, and it is not only getting rainfall by southwest monsoon winds, it is also getting rainfall by the northeast trade winds. That we will read later on. So in this way, such kind of winds are entering to India from both the sides, and in this way, this particular region which is in northern India is receiving good rainfall during the rainy season. Now, the third season is the season of retreating monsoon winds. So as the word retreat means returning back. So children, these monsoon winds which once coming towards India, or we can say which once coming towards the northern hemisphere, because of the Coriolis force and because of the change of the season and opposite of the season from north to south, they are getting back to India. Means what? That when the earth position is like this, that the sun rays are not falling straight on the Tropic of Cancer. Now the rays are falling straight on the Tropic of Capricorn. So what used to happen, that the low temperature start beginning here in the northern hemisphere and the high temperature start beginning in the southern hemisphere. In this way, what used to happen, that these winds which were blowing from southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere, now they were coming back from northern to southern hemisphere, because now in southern hemisphere Tropic of Cancer is getting the vertical rays of the sun and the temperature is getting high and low pressure is developing over there. So in this way, what used to happen, that these winds only, when they are coming back, means southwest monsoon, because they are coming from south and west side, that's why they are named as southwest monsoon. So when they are coming from northeast, they return back as the northeast monsoon winds. So what they used to do, that temperature of northern plains reduces due to sun rays are not falling. Then low pressure starts developing, hence does not attack the monsoon winds. And here, because the temperature is becoming low, therefore the rains are becoming less. The cyclone originate in Bay of Bengal, affects Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Bangladesh. So what used to happen during this particular months, October to November, here in Bay of Bengal, a tropical cyclone is originating. Okay, and every year you must be listening that in the month of October to November, in any of the month or this time, there may be a tropical cyclone which is affecting especially Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, some parts of Tamil Nadu. Only Tamil Nadu and Kerala get rainfall by northeast trade winds, and this is very important fact. Most of the time it is asked that why Tamil Nadu is not getting rainfall during the southwest monsoon season, why it is getting during the northeast trade winds when they are prevailing. So the answer is this, because when these winds are coming, they are again getting obstructed by the position of Tamil Nadu, means they are coming in the way of the winds. In this way, Tamil Nadu is getting good rainfall by the northeast trade winds, as well as Kerala also get rainfall by this, so that we see that every time in the month of October or November, good rainfall is there in Kerala also, and sometimes it is flooded too. Now they pick up moisture from Bay of Bengal. So that I have just discussed, that while crossing Bay of Bengal, these winds are picking up moisture and shedding that moisture in the Tamil Nadu and Kerala and some parts of Andhra Pradesh. Now next season is, next part is which we are going to discuss, that is distribution of rainfall in India. Means in whole India, equal amount of rainfall is not there. Somewhere we see that area is receiving highest rainfall in the world. Somewhere we see that the desert area is there, as in Rajasthan. So why it is not so? We have already discussed the factors. Now we are going to see what are the factors which affected. That is relief, direction of the moisture, laden winds, the path of cyclonic depression. All we have discussed under the heading of factors. Now areas of heavy rainfall, that is 250 centimeter and above. So children, we have already discussed in the previous session that wherever the winds are obstructed by the mountainous regions or hilly regions or rough topography, there good rainfall is there. That's why you can see that there is written Western Ghats, Kerala, windward slopes of Jayantia, Garo and Khasi Hills, means here and this particular region. These are receiving the highest rainfall in India. Next, areas of moderate rainfall, that is, so next is areas of moderate rainfall, that is 100 to 200 centimeters, means these areas are receiving rainfall from 100 to 200 centimeter, and these areas are Middle Ganga Valley, West Bengal, Odisha and Tamil Nadu. Because you know that while the moisture is shed over here, so when these winds are crossing the Western Ghats or the relief features, they are not setting that much moisture in these particular areas. Then next one is area of scanty rainfall, that is 50 to 100 centimeter, means somewhere the lowest rainfall which is received in India. So these areas are eastern Rajasthan, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. So we know, children, that eastern Rajasthan, because of the Aravalli effect, they are not getting good rainfall here. Winds are passing through. And Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, because of the very low temperature, the humidity is not present in the air, therefore the rainfall is less. And the last one is desert and semi-desert areas, that is receiving 50 centimeter and below, means the least rainfall area. So these are the Western Rajasthan and the Kutch Peninsula. Means what? That the Thar desert, which is found in India, the desert region, as well as the Kutch region of Gujarat, that is also a kind of desert region where very less rainfall is there. So in this way we have come to the end of the chapter, and I hope you have understood it. Take care. Thank you.